Getting ready to do Dragon Invasion. Haven't recorded this really since it first came out. We were able to get to level 8, almost beat level 8 a few days ago. Since then we haven't had our full party. Been getting harder and harder to get all 4 of our players on at the same time. Sabi, as I know I've told you guys many times, doesn't really communicate with us, so we never know when he's on, and Thor works very strange work hours, but I don't know what he's asking. Me, Thethrell. Oh. So as you can see, I fully buffed up this time, only because we have all 4 of us today. Here's what our BRs look like. As far as what to do on these, this first one, not too tough, pretty straightforward. Just kick his ass straight up. We don't even bother going into Sylph mode for this first one. That way we can immediately go into Sylph mode in the second beginning of the second one. Thor is cursing himself on vent right now for acting like a noob. Probably equipped wrong skills or something. Very usual for him. Another very typical problem in Dragon Invasion, as you can see, starting to lag just a little bit. Sometimes the further along you go, the more and more lag you get on here. So sometimes between rounds, or if it kills you and you have a fast enough computer, best thing you can do is just refresh real fast. The way this works is it takes the roll, the highest roll, and doubles it, and that's the number of piles you get. If you happen to get a straight, for example 1, 2, 3, 4, then you get 1 extra pile. This was a really crappy roll. So the highest roll was 4, so we get 8 piles. Now the second one on this, if you have a pretty strong team, or at least 2 strong people in the team, I'll save mine for third. What we try to do on this is not everybody sylph on the same time, because it's just complete overkill. So Sabi, since he doesn't really ever listen to what we say anyway, we just normally let him sylph, and then I'll save myself for the third round. Oops. Oh, thought I fit in the blood rune there. Kind of pointless at this point, but busy talking and not paying attention to what I'm doing. And Thethrell with the shitty rolls twice in a row. Yay for me. Now this third boss, it really, how fast you kill him really depends on your mages, because he does a move that gives you a debuff of attack of your damage reduced by 30%, which is a lot, especially, you know, if you're going into Sylph mode and you get hit with that and your mages don't use Fury on it, can really slow things down quite a bit. People tend to not always think about how fast, how much it reduces your damage, but it really does quite a bit. So if you have a mage, best thing to do for this is don't have the mage go into Sylph mode. Have them casting that Fury like Corrin's doing right now. It does it after the area attack. So while I'm doing this next roll, as always, I'm on Wartune.com, server 153. I've had a lot of people joining us lately, coming and joining the guild or coming on the server just to ask questions or just to come play. And that's fun. I enjoy that. I enjoy being able to help people out when I can. But if you are one of those people that comes and joins us, generally to get help from me, I don't just jump up and help every single person that asks for help, because I did that for a while and I ended up spending 14, 15 hours straight doing nothing but helping other people, and I can't do that every day. So if you do come play with us, you know, ask in guild chat, ask in world chat. If you can't get help, then send me a PM. That's when I help people, is when I get a PM from them. We had a couple people leave the guild fairly recently, whining that they never get help, but never once did myself or Corrin ever get a PM from these people. And it's very frustrating for us, because we do help out anybody that asks if they send us a PM. We don't appreciate people bad-mouthing the guild in that way, especially when they're just flat out full of shit. And this is a good example of when not to Sylph. When it took out Sabi, always wait to Sylph. If you don't have full awakening points at the beginning of the fight, don't Sylph right away. Wait until the first person's been killed. But if there's one, you know, one bar of health left, there's really no point in sylphing on these earlier stages, because you're just wasting that power of the sylph. Oh man, what some shitty rolls we're getting today. I generally roll well when I run this a second time and help out other people, because then you don't get rewards. Salby hoof times 10, that's nice. And after this one, I'll probably switch to my healing rune, because our mages don't always concentrate on keeping us alive. And Corrin just DC'd. Well, hopefully it takes you out first then. Bah! Took me. The waiting game. This one, once it reaches its second to last bar of health, it does a kind of mini rage that can be scattered or purged. So it's important to try to get all your teammates that have purged to equip it. That way, you know, your archer can go into sylph mode without having to worry about that right there. Crap. Too late for me to switch. I got this one. Simple enough. Sixth one needs purge / scatter and Fury. The sixth one does every turn it casts reduction of damage. At the same time, it's also increasing its damage. So scatter and purge are really important for this one. I mean, it's exactly the same as the Demon Temple. You can see there. Oops. Thought I'd selected my attack there. So it's very important to have mages keeping up on that, or else very quickly you're doing no damage to him. And these things do rage. I think I figured out that after the fourth person they kill, once that person returns, then they take out everybody. I forgot to equip my healing rune there. Try to minimize some of this damage. Oh, they purged it. It's a complete waste of a turn. Lack of communication. Just throw on that bleed rune for good measure. low on time here. That is a classic Sabi move right there. Go into Sylph mode right before the thing dies. Second highest BR on our server. A shame. Hopefully we can get this guy today. It usually all depends on how often I get taken out and Sabi gets taken out, since we're the damage dealers. If he and I keep getting taken out, then we won't beat this. And I forgot my damn healing rune again. And Sabi's got the bleed rune on it already, so I don't need to bother with that. This one, it does a bleed, but other than that, nothing really special that you got to watch out for. If you have people with a lot of HP, then a 12,000 bleed for a couple turns isn't too devastating. Corrin only has, I think, about 220,000 HP, so a 12,000 bleed is hits pretty hard for him. But for Sabi and I, who have a lot more HP, you don't have to worry about the bleed too much. Damn, took me out. Thor is just coming back now. That's brilliant. Yeah, this one's not going to happen. Eight, from, if I remember correctly, it doesn't have anything that you need to scatter or Fury, but it hits like a freight train. It hits me with when I don't block it for a little over 100,000. So, I mean, hitting people without as much defense and resistance as I have, it's just crushes. Corrin will come back in a few seconds, and then I think that's when it will do its group zap. Just wipe out all of us. Like that. Alright, well, that's that. Don't have enough time to do it again. First time we beat that, we didn't have enough time to collect the rewards, which was really frustrating. But anyway, so that's that. Thank you for joining me.